These are 5 of the most disturbing, shocking, and disgusting games on the internet of all time. Also, I did put them in order from least gruesome to the most gruesome ones I could find. So stick around to the end to find out. But don't get me wrong, all the ones I found on this list are highly terrifying, so without further ado, let's start the video. Postal 1. This one is definitely one of the more controversial ones. Postal 1 is a game developed by Running with Scissors and published by Ripcord Games. It was released in November of 1997. In the game, we play as a man known as a postal dude, who has been evicted from his home. However, that's not the worst thing for him, as he notices his once peaceful town has turned into absolute chaos with an unknown substance driving the town insane and cruel. He believes the Air Force has released some plague into the town and that he is the only one not affected by it. As players progress through the game, he goes on a journey from his house to an Air Force base where he believes the plague originates from. But amidst the harsh journey, the postal dude has a psychotic episode attempting to attack a group of elementary students during recess. However, his weapons are ineffective against the children, which drives him insane. He then finds himself locked up in a mental asylum. The game Postal 1 itself is played in an isometric shooter style. The objective of each level is to eliminate a certain number of enemies, including police officers and SWAT teams. Also, the players have the ability to harm innocent civilians with no consequences. The game provides weapons and health pickups to help players in gunfights, which is very gruesome, but not nearly as gruesome as his next game, The Insanity. When we talk about one of the more violent games on this list, this one wins the trophy. The Insanity is a hybrid action point-and-click horror game with adventure, similar to games like Resident Evil, Dead Space, and Silent Hill. At first, the game was supposed to be released in the NG Halloween competition, but was pushed back due to a sponsorship deal conflict with NG, which stated that the game didn't reach their banner requirement. The game starts off with someone waking up in a cage, and after he breaks out of it, he realizes that he's in a gore-infested house. All the while, his identity is unknown because he has bandages covered all over his body. As he attempts an escape, he finds out that hidden in the house is a crazy ex-surgeon called the Doctor. This weirdo is running experiments on humans and animals by combining their limbs together. It is then that the player realizes he is next. The game is very disturbing and gruesome, showcasing unsettling images, music, and gore. But unlike gore, this other game is disgusting in another way that is outright horrible. Wife Capture Labyrinth. This Japanese RPG is about a girl who becomes cursed by a powerful entity. To undo the curse, she travels to Labyrinth. However, this labyrinth is only convenient to women and changes its form. But it all depends on the one entering. Unlike most of the ones on this list, there's no level 3 bosses or weapons. It's simpler to gain strength and progress. So what a player has to do is talk to NPCs or win some battles against enemies. This is where it gets weird though. If you lose against an enemy, you lose power, which in turn will be sexually assaulted. There's also a lot of other weird things in this game, such as a fetish with a pseudo voice actor that focuses on the moans of the girl, and he has another fetish of sexual acts by tentacles. I mean, this is just, ugh. And if you think that's it, you couldn't be more wrong. There's an option to activate all the fetish scenes if you don't want to waste time working for them. I mean, if you're playing this game, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're weird. And that brings us to the next one on this list, which is also really sexually disgusting. Splatter School. Splatter School is a 2D game located in a high school where a teenage girl named Jessica slept just a little too long after school. But unlike most games where the teenage girl gets to just go home after her nap, Jessica is awoken by a fire alarm. And as she leaves the classroom to see what's going on, she sees that her classmates have been brutally murdered by monsters. But she does have a box cutter, so Jessica must escape this school ASAP. When Jessica is hurt, she loses a piece of clothing until she is naked. And when she is on her last hit, once a monster hits her one more time, she is either A, sexually assaulted, or B, killed. There is a total of 5 levels, with a boss round at the end of every level. Now, the last one on this list is for sure the worst one. Let's play with Coco-chan. The game begins with Coco-chan, A young girl who is kidnapped from a playground by an abductor, who forces her to participate in very unpleasant acts throughout the game, if you know what I mean. If that's not already bad enough, it gets worse. As the game unfolds, Coco-chan becomes pregnant. Yeah, you heard that right. Pregnant. And don't forget, this is a young girl, so it does make the game just all the worse. And the end of the story is just a reminder of all the horrendous acts that were placed upon her. Now, all the games on this list were really weird, but speaking of weird, I think it's weird that you haven't hit that noti bell for more videos like this and more. So that'll do it for now, and until next time.